Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and it's a much quieter week this week. I have no problem getting through all of one review. Don't need to rush, don't need to put out 2 a day, so thankful to all the people who do subscribe to this. It's going to go back to a bit more of a normal thing for this week. And we're going to start with a freebie. Yay! Well, I say freebie. These are all free. It's YouTube. I don't charge you for this. Maybe I've talked about adverts as well, but I honestly, I doubt it. I doubt there's enough people watching this channel to justify them putting adverts on it. So yes, it's a freebie. But in particular case to this comic book, Unnatural, ordered by Vault, it is a freebie. It has a price thing on the back there, but comic book stores literally just order as many as he's wanted to give them away. As a small store, even I've got 50 of them. So if anyone wants one and coming into the store, just ask for it, you can have it. If you're a mail order customer with us and you want it adding to your thing, just let us know. But unfortunately, to the random people watching on YouTube or wherever you may be, I can't just send them out for free. That actually does cost us money, and I don't like you that much. But it is free. It's by Christopher Yost, and I've forgotten the artist's name. I do apologise. Val Rodriguez. And it is a tale of dark fantasy, with a hint of historical realism and not too much. We definitely lean into the fantasy on this thing. It's set during or after the Roman invasion of, well, an awful lot of Europe, and it plays around with the idea of who saved Europe, or particularly in this case England, or the countries that eventually will become England, and it does it in interesting ways. It's a lot of fun. Straight off the bat, it impressed me in 2 solid ways. Number one, the artwork is fantastic. Val Rodriguez has the kind of style which I love. It's just vaguely scratchy, and I don't mean that to sound like an insult. It isn't. Basically, it's somebody who is a bit more free with their lines, but then when it all comes together, it looks immaculate. They have an eye for character, which I really like. When we get people like at slightly odd angles, every single detail works and comes together to make the figures and the faces look absolutely spectacular. They don't 100% go for photorealism, which I like. They drift a little bit into stylized choices, but not so much that it takes away from the very dark reality nature of the story which we're getting here. And I say reality, again, we are dealing with magic and supernaturals. And I think at some point, maybe some time travel, but I'm not sure. I could have misread that, and I'm now panicking. Also, in terms of story, straight away, it does something which I absolutely love, which is not spending the entire first issue telling us how these group of disparate warriors came together. I'm fine with us just coming together. They had reasons. These reasons are explained as the story is progressing. Everyone came together because there is a big bad evil, and for some reason, a bunch of people don't like evil and decided to stop it. That's fine. I don't need an entire issue breaking down every character to 4 to 6 pages, telling us what they were doing in their life and why they felt like this was an important thing to do and why they know these other people. It's fine. They don't even need to know each other. They don't need to like each other. They're doing something because it needs to be done. That is all fine and good with me. In terms of one thing I wasn't 100% a huge fan of, this isn't a massive criticism, but it's worth pointing out. Fantasy epic stories tend to have an awful lot of room for things to happen. Not just the big epic events that we get. If you want that, then you basically just want to watch the TV or the movie. Yeah, just the movie adaptation, really. TV shows, comic books, fiction, these have room for characters to grow within their stories. Somebody does tabletop role-playing like I do. I also like the fact that in role-playing games, you do have these kind of downtime moments where you're not charging into battle or in tense negotiations. You are just talking to the other characters around a campfire or around a table in a bar and getting to know each other and actually figuring out who each other are, and to some degree figuring out how much you know about you and who you are. These are important things for characters. This story feels like it's heading a little bit of a breakneck speed to get to the end of the first issue, which is cool. There is a really awesome reveal at the end, but it does feel like it's done slightly at the cost of some characterization. There's something there, don't get me wrong, but we're talking a few dimensions per character. We don't have enough about the full reasons of their relationships with other people just yet, but this is only in issue 1. There is room to grow on this one, and like I say, it is a minor criticism, but it's there. It needs to be addressed. The final thing, which I absolutely do love about it, is the idea that it's the druid who is the bad guy. And this is no spoilers, it's literally right there at the beginning. But as a student of English history, druids are often portrayed, and when I say history, I'm going to use this term very loosely from here on out, as the reason why we managed to fight off the Romans. And for a start, no. The Romans outnumbered us, they had better technology, and understood warfare slightly better, and they basically knew how to, if not necessarily use the land as effectively in terms of keeping people alive, they understood agriculture and could set up aqueducts and build fortifications and everything. The only reason druids could have actually worked is if they had magic, and as I'm fairly sure you would understand, there was no magic. The entire thing of druids fighting against the Romans and basically other invaders is a little bit of a jingoistic kind of feel that was created by Victorian historians to justify an awful lot of stuff where they didn't have enough knowledge of the past because pre-literate societies, and they just made stuff up that sounded like it made sense. So yeah, druids didn't really do all this kind of stuff. So if you do want to give them magic, you also twist that and be like, well, if they do have magic against non-magic societies, why would they necessarily be good guys? Well, you know what they say about power, and it's corrupting. Absolutely, I find this to be a real interesting take on what's usually quite a standard narrative of druids in fantasy. I hope it's going to end up really impressing me with how it's going to develop and who this druid is and where the power comes from and why they're using it the way they are. And I hope I'm going to get more of the characters coming out through this adventure. But I've got to say, even if it wasn't free, and I've actually bought one of the premium variants, so it isn't free for me, I'm very glad I picked it up, and I hope you'll find a local comic store who's also giving them away. I'm not saying every store is going to give them away. They might be selling them cheap. They may just be doing this to make some money, because, hell, small comic book stores need money. Go and support your local one, and buy Unnatural Order, or just take it if they'll let you. Don't Make sure they let you take it. That's it for me for now, though. I've got more reviews to do this week, so until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!